Hey guys, PokéDan here. On my channel previously, I've made 2 videos talking about some of the dumbest mistakes I've made in Pokemon, and well, me not being the greatest Pokemon player, I've made tons more. And since I've already made 2 videos talking about it, I thought, hey, why not make a trilogy? So that means today you guys join me to discuss some more mistakes I made in Pokemon. Guys, I read your comments about some of the dumbest things you did in Pokemon, and I enjoy reading them, so be sure to comment more mistakes you've made. But with all that being said, let's get right into the video. So the first mistake is something I used to think about the Pokemon Onix. As we all know, Onix evolves into Steelix by being traded holding a metal coat, but that's not what I thought when I was younger. I used to think that Onix evolved when it was given the item the lagging tail, because, well, the item's design is Onix's tail. I guess this is a forgivable mistake, but nevertheless, it was still a wrong thing to believe. I mean, you see items like the Magmarizer and Electrizer, which evolved the Pokemon Magmar and Electabuzz, so I think it's fair that I used to think that this was the same case with Onix. So the next mistake is again a misconception I had about an item, this time being the Life Orb. Life Orb is an item given to Pokemon to boost their attack, but in return at the end of each turn, the Pokemon will lose some HP. Whenever I saw a Pokemon lose a bit of health after attacking, I know this was a dumb thing to think, but I used to think they lost HP because the Pokemon was simply too strong. That's right. I used to think that just because a Pokemon lost a tiny bit of health. Later on, when I found out that this was because of the Life Orb item, I most likely had the biggest facepalm ever. Okay, so the next mistake isn't really a mistake, but it's still embarrassing, and I know you guys would like to hear something embarrassing I did. In Pokemon Platinum, my first playthrough when I was much younger, I used to stick with characters that you could team up with in certain locations. I'm talking Cheryl, Riley, and characters like that. To be honest, I used to be a little afraid to leave them because I didn't want to lose them. And I was right. I mean, I never saw Cheryl again, and looking back at that, it was a little cringeworthy. There was another mistake I used to make involving Cheryl too, and that was always killing her Chansey. I used to just simply enjoy killing Chansey in double battles in Eterna Forest with Cheryl, because it was funny to me. I don't know why, but I always used to do this. Man, I was a strange kid. But do you want to know something stranger that I used to do? Okay, here we go. In one of the buildings in Hot Home City, there's a small family, and when I was younger, I used to pretend that my character in the game was part of that family. Of course, I had a mum in the games, but I used to pretend that she was of no relation to me. It's not easy to say, in fact, I'm cringing pretty hard right now thinking about it, but if, for example, I caught a new Pokemon, I would go to my family in Heart Home and be like, "Oh mum, look, I caught a Carnivine." Yeah, I know, I was a weird little child, but I swear, that's the most cringy story on this video, so it gets better. Yay. Okay, so let's take a little break from embarrassing stories, and instead, let's focus on some misconceptions I had about some Pokemon and some Pokemon types. First up, the Pokemon Lugia, and like a lot of people, I used to think that Lugia was a water and flying type. And I mean, since it's heavily connected with water, I think I'll let this one slide because it's an easy mistake. The next 2 Pokemon, however, not an easy mistake. I was just dumb. I used to think that Ursaring and Grumpig were fighting types. Don't even ask me why I thought this because I don't know. Like I said, I was just dumb. I was also dumb in thinking that the Psychic type was super effective against Grass type. Now, I know that I used to think this because of the Bulbasaur line being weak to Psychic due to them being part Poison. But still, not a very smart thing to think. Another mistake I made with the Poison type was that I used to think that it was weak to Steel. However, it's neutral. I probably thought this due to Poison not affecting Steel types, but still, I was wrong. Okay, so next up is a story, a recent story. It's from Sun and Moon in fact. Let me just explain what happened. So, I played through Sun and Moon with a lot of my friends playing along with me, and I used to brag that I knew everything about the games. And I told my friends that I talked to every NPC. However, one of my friends asked me the question that would become a meme among our group.
Alright Dan, so where do we find the focus sash in Sun and Moon?
At this moment, I didn't know how to answer the question, but ever since I admitted to not knowing it, like I said, it became a meme in the group, and they still wind me up about it to this day. So, shout out to my friends, you fuck. And finally, the last mistake I made in Pokemon involves the Pokemon Riolu. Again, in Sun and Moon, when I was filling up the Pokédex in fact, I used to think that Riolu evolved with max happiness. Oh, and of course it does. In the daytime. I tried evolving Riolu to get Lucario for hours in the night, to later be told I was doing it all wrong. When I checked for myself and found out that it had to have max happiness in the daytime, I felt like such a fool, and rightfully so too. So that pretty much wraps up this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Also, feel free to comment some mistakes you made in Pokemon too. I can't wait to read them. But with all that being said, for now, I've been PokéDan, you've been amazing, and I'll see you guys next time.